One of the myths that got busted for me, especially when I started getting coached a few years ago, is that the pain, the emotions will go away. Like you can actually do something that you can keep feeling good all of the time. Because here's the thing I've realized that we are very growth oriented individuals, that we don't stop going after growth. Like if we do something today, then we want to do another thing and expand that tomorrow. That's just our nature, which means that even if we're at a really good space, we want to grow, and that growth often requires an identity shift. So you have to go through the negative emotion. Now that negative emotion may not be of the suffering. It's not like you're like, oh my god, I can't live without this and I really have to achieve that. But this negative emotion is more like the emotion that needs to get processed before you can shift your identity to the new identity of someone that holds the different results that you're wanting to grow into, right? Which means that that pain is not going away. But I've realized that the entire experience of the pain becomes different. It's like you become, like there is pain, there is negative emotion, but it's not a big deal. Like you don't make a fuss about it. You're not trying to fix it. I remember in the beginning, I've always had these highs and lows and, phases where I would feel like really negative, right? Like I won't want to move from my bed and I'll be crying and all of that. And I remember having these conversations with my husband, and he's like, what do we do to get you to feel better, and what's the problem, and let's fix it. And I just didn't know why I bought that story, right? Like I was like, yeah, I don't know what's wrong with me, but and that hasn't changed. I still have days like today is one of those days where I literally canceled a call in the morning with the client because I was not in a space to get up from the bed, and I just was very tender. And I think the difference is that now when you understand the big picture of where this pain, or I wouldn't even call it pain, where this emotional, or these emotions are coming from, then it doesn't really matter as much. You're not trying to push them away. You just understand, like, sort of the big picture, and you feel safe in having that experience. So it isn't as bad. It's like, it even though with that entire emotion, it feels intentional and it feels magical, because you see that these are highs and lows and the ebbs and flows of the entire human experience, and you want each of those experiences. You don't want only the highs and not the lows, because that's what makes it like very interesting, right? And the example that's coming to my mind is of skydiving. Like I did that in Australia, and like literally when I signed up and when we were going up, it was tandem skydiving. And then like all this while I was like, oh my god, why did I sign up? And even when we were about to jump, I'm like looking at the height and I'm like, I can't do this, right? Like it was such a full range of emotion in that time, going from really feeling terrible and I'm gonna dive and fear and all of that, to the high when we actually went down, and that moment from top to bottom, right? Like it just, until we landed, it was just a magical experience. So yeah, like it wasn't the high feeling all the while, but the entire experience, the contrast is what made that experience so beautiful, and I would sign up any day again. So that's what life starts to feel like when we understand the big picture and we let go of the pain of suffering and we actually adopt this pain of growth. Because the truth is, you want growth. So even if you achieve this milestone, you're going to want another and another and another. So when you stop trying to push away this emotion, then you can actually enjoy this ride and feel even more alive, because this is what we came for. This is what our life experience is about. So hopefully this helps you really allow yourself to feel that emotion and not feel like you need to push it away. Okay, bye.